Hi, I'm Ann from CreativeBoomer.com, and I want to show you how to tune a bowed psaltery. Now, if you're one of those people that can tune by ear, go ahead and shut this video off right now. If you're like me and you can't, this video is for you. First off, the thing that makes your life so much easier is getting a chromatic tuner. And I have one with a clip-on mic because I have dogs that bark, and I now know what key they bark in because they override the noise coming off of the bowed psaltery. So if I have a clip-on mic, then it's just picking up what's going on with the instrument. Now I'll turn this on, and it is set to 440 Hertz. That makes a difference. Don't know exactly why, but that's what musicians want. So I have clipped it onto one of the tuning pins. It doesn't matter where I clip it. It just has to be attached to the instrument. The only time I will move it is if it gets in my way as I'm tuning. I'll move it to another part of the instrument, but I don't have to keep moving it with each string. Now, start at the longest string because that's the least finicky. I grab a guitar pick because I just find it easier to work that way. I'm going to go to the longest string, which on mine is the G below C, middle C. And I follow that all the way down so that I know what tuning pin that is. And then I take the tuning wrench and put it on that pin. Okay, now I have not tuned this bowed psaltery in a very long time, so it's probably going to be really out of tune, so cover your ears. Now, I am going to pluck it about an inch or two off of the bridge here. Now, my chromatic tuner, I don't know how well you can see this, but there is a digital needle that goes back and forth. And if the digital needle is to the left, the note is too flat, so your string is too loose. If it goes off to the right of center, it's too sharp, and the string is too tight. You want the needle right in the middle. And when I plucked this, it was saying too loose, too flat, which, you know, the instrument sat for a while. That makes sense. So I am going to tune this, I'm going to turn this so that the string winds up a little bit more on the peg. Lefty-loosey, righty-tighty may or may not work depending on how the instrument maker wound the strings in the first place. So just look to see which way you're actually adding more wire onto the pin. So, and turn it very, very little. I turned it, I barely felt it move. So let me pluck it again. Almost there. Just a smidge. And pluck it again. Overdid it. And this is what you'll play with, and it gets much more finicky as you get onto the shorter strings because you just have that much less to play with. Just a smidge. That one was pretty close to right on, and I'll take that. Maybe I won't. And sometimes I almost feel like I'm barely not even moving it, and I went right past again. Now, that one was on. So it takes a couple of minutes to tune a string, but it's not that difficult. I mean, you just saw me do it. No being able to hear it at all. I mean, if it's really out of tune, I can hear it, but I can't hear when it's really on tune, and that's why I use the electronic tuner. They're only like $20 if you Google chromatic tuner. The brand name of this is Korg, K-O-R-G. I've seen them on Amazon from $13 to $22, somewhere in that range. So it's really not that expensive, and this came with the clip-on mic. So the next thing I'm going to do is I work from the longest string down my naturals, and then I come back and I go to the longest string of my sharps and my flats, and I work this way. So I would go to the next string down or shorter on my naturals. I've got my finger on it so I know which tuning peg to go to, and then I'll work my way. And as I get close to this, I'll just take and put my mic out of my way so it's not in my way. Biggest thing to remember is make sure you are on the right string. I've known someone who was picking away and it wasn't tightening, so she was tightening it. She was on the wrong string. She broke it because she was tightening it too much. So make sure that you're on the right string when you're using the tuning wrench. Don't pluck the string too close to the bridge. Don't pluck it too close to a pin, because you want to give the string a little bit of room to vibrate. That, I think, covers most of tuning with an electronic tuner. Just make sure that it does tell you what note is on here. Like I was tuning a G, and that matched what I know this string to be. If it's really, really out, I could have been tuning on an A, and if I didn't know my string was a G, I'd be tuning it to the wrong thing. Your sharps and your flats on this side, it will tell you whether it's a sharp or flat, so that's not any more difficult. And that, I believe, is everything you need to know to tune a bowed psaltery, and I hope you found that helpful. I'm Anne from CreativeBoomer.com.